Program in part has been sponsored by the Network Sector. Right back from our sponsors. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nick Nickham, and we are delighted to have you. You can watch us on YouTube under my blog, Nick Nickham, or also you can listen to us on kulfradio.com. We have two special programs this morning. The first program is going to be on Dusshera Mela 2014. Dr. Arun Verma from Sri Sitaram Foundation is going to talk to us about Dusshera Mela 2014, and during the second half of the hour, we're going to talk to our friends from Ghana, Pechana. So have your phone numbers, have your telephones ready, because they are going to give out some gifts, and you'll be able to, if you can recognize these songs. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsor today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Dusshera Mela 2014, and my special guest is Dr. Arun Verma from Sri Sitaram Foundation. Dr. Verma, welcome to All India Radio Houston. We are delighted to have you, and we are looking forward to hear a lot of interesting 2014.
Dr. Nikam, good morning, first of all, and
yes.
Good morning to all your listeners as well. We have a fantastic program for this year, which we are going to talk about today.
That's very good. Let's first talk about a little bit about the Sri Sitaram Foundation. When was this formed? What is its purpose, and what are the things it has accomplished so far?
Well, Sri Sitaram Foundation is about 5-6 years old. It's a 501c3 non-profit foundation, which is a charity foundation, and it does several philanthropic activities directly as well as indirectly. Some of the examples are assisting some religious and educational institutions in promoting Sanatan Dharma, assisting students. We offer scholarships to students, and assist disadvantaged persons of the community and some homeless people in the community. Organizing Ram Leela in Houston and glorifying our Lord Ram is another activity, and the Dusshera Mela is also one of them. As far as the guiding principles are concerned, our guiding principles are the teachings and the moral values as described in the Holy Scripture.
Okay, that's very interesting. I know Sri Sitaram Foundation has done a tremendous contribution culturally in Houston and around surrounding area. Let's talk about the first year you started off presenting the Ram Leela, and let's hear something about that.
This was, Nick, this was about 5 years back. What we had observed in Houston is that our major Indian festival of Dusshera and Diwali fell in October-November timeframe. And these schools are in full swing at that time, and our children who have been born and raised here, and even the adults, they cannot cannot participate in these kind of things which happen in India, which everybody takes for granted over there. So we felt, let's bring part of India here, our culture here. So with that in mind, we started the Ram Leela in 2010.
2010. When did you all start the Dusshera Mela?
I believe that's the Dusshera Mela was in 2012.
2012, and I've been involved with the Dusshera Mela 2012 and 2013. I think this may be the first time we had a Indian cultural program at the Skeeters Stadium in Sugarland,
That is
if I
correct.
remember correctly.
I think ours, the program of the Dusshera Mela 2012 was, I think, 2 or 3 months after they had opened Skeeter Stadium.
Skeeter Stadium, yes, yeah.
Correct.
And it was a spectacular display, and I was very much involved with it, along with hundreds and hundreds of volunteers who made the program successful. How many people attended that program, if you recall?
Well, I guess both years, 2012 and 20 capacity crowd.
Yeah.
I think the capacity of the stadium is about 8,000.
8,000, yes.
Last year, I guess Voice of Asia was reporting 10,000, so we don't keep track because we.
I know. Yeah, well, we are so busy with the program. I don't think we have time to. Let's talk about some of the highlights of the Dusshera Mela 2012 and 13 for listeners who may be looking at this for the first time, that we are having such a huge cultural event promoting Indian culture, heritage, and tradition right here in Houston and the surrounding areas.
Well, Nick, what we try to be doing here in Houston is trying to bring the spirit and culture from various parts of India during this period of the Dusshera and Diwali time to Houston, and condensing it in a 6-hour time frame. What we have tried to achieve is, of course, we have a kid zone for children to keep them busy and keep them there. We have laser shows. We have devotional songs and dances. We have children's costume competition. Last year, actually, there were over 50 children who participated, and we are expecting more this go around. One of the other things, Nick, last year also was Geeta Ruwala and Sri Ruwala from Ashirwad School. We had given them a corner at the stadium. They had done a Ramayana live competition of all the 3 kands of Ramayana, and people who were dressed up in costumes of that particular chapter.
That's true. And Geeta and Sridhar Ruwala are from Ashirwad Blessing Vedic School, and they did a spectacular job of putting together Ramayana live.
Absolutely. They had about 40 characters, talking about the different chapters and dressed up in costumes. We were giving free balloons. There were free face painting activities. There were a professional photographer photo shoot taking place. There was a huge Diwali bazaar. A number of booths were there which were selling different kinds of things which are traditional during the Diwali, the Dusshera time. And we had clowns over there. And of course, the parade.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston. I'm Dr. Nick Nickham. You can listen to us on KULFradio.com, or you can also watch this interview live feed into YouTube under my blog, Nick Nickham. I'm talking to Dr. Arun Verma from Sri Sitaram Foundation, who has been successfully celebrating, conducting Ram Leelas, and in the last 2 years, Dusshera Mela 2013, and very, very actively getting involved with the preparation of Ram Leela 2014. And Arun, for the benefit of those listeners who may not be familiar with this one, let's talk about those 3 big statues of Ravan, Meghnad, and Kumbhakarna that we had on display in the last 2 years. What do they signify, and what do we plan to do with those, and and what does that signify?
Nick, those effigies, what we call effigies, they were in 2012. They were brought from India in containers. And we had them about 25 feet in height, each one of them. And the purpose is to, as is a tradition in India. They burned the statues at the end, which were Ravan Dahan, or Dahan, and Meghnad Dahan, signifying victory of good over evil. So that's a significance of that.
Yeah.
But as you know, we were unable to burn
Yeah, we
them.
couldn't use the big ones, so we had to settle for the smaller
we
versions.
had to order fresh
Yeah.
ones of 10 feet in size. That's what the fire marshal would allow us. And last year he went up, said, okay, now you can order 15 feet, and we are hoping we'll be able to go further this year. But so we are quite excited about it. Each year the festival is getting bigger and better.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the very purpose for which this Dusshera Mela is celebrated and the background of that, and that is Ramayana, Ram Leela, and let's talk a little bit more in depth about this Ramayana and how it ties up with Dusshera Mela.
Well, Ramayana is the life story or journey of Lord Ram from birth to his coronation and beyond. And Dusshera is mainly signifying it's a period where he fought the battle with Ram, king of the demons in Lanka. And got his spouse Sita back. So that signifies Dusshera signifies the destruction of evil in the form of Ram. And so that particular date is called Vijayadashmi, or the Dusshera. Dusshera means killing of Ravan. That's what the word means. And after that, he came back to Ayodhya. It took him a few days to come back, and it took about 20 days for him to travel from Sri Lanka to Ayodhya. And the day he came to Ayodhya, all the citizens they lit lamps to welcome him back. And that's what Diwali is.
Oh, it's lighting of the lamps signifies Diwali. His return to Ayodhya after demolishing the whole demon race of Ravan, Meghnad, Kumbhakarna, and all his army.
That's absolutely right.
That's fascinating. And let's talk about the Ram Leela stage show that was done in the theater and how it was done at the Skeeters Stadium.
Actually, Nick, as I mentioned, the Ram Leela play is a story of Lord Ram. Is a story of the victory of good over evil. We started that in 2010 in the theater. And after 2 years of that, 3 years of that, there was a demand for, when we did the first Dusshera Mela, there was a demand, why don't we do the play out in the open like they do in India? And so we listened to those comments and we said, okay, let's do that. So last year, we moved from the stage, from theater onto the field, and we did the full 2-hour play of Ram Leela in the stadium. And we all got again was some people were very, very happy. We had about 10,000 people there.
That's true.
Some of the people were very happy that they felt right at home. This is what they witnessed when they were younger kids, you might say, in India. And but some of the others who are more serious, they said, it was much better for them in a theater. So this year, we are actually doubling our effort. We are putting it in a theater as well as at Skeeters.
So we have some other segments which would be played out at the Skeeters Stadium to give the highlight of what the significance of Dusshera is from a Ramayana point of view.
See, Dusshera itself, as I mentioned, it depicts the battle of good and evil, and victory of good over evil. So to demonstrate that, we are going to be showing some battle scenes between the armies of Lord Ram and Ravan in the Skeeters Stadium. But the entire play, with all the modern technologies which are available to assist us in a theater, is going to be shown on the 12th of October at the University of Houston's Cullen Performance Hall.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the actual Ram Leela stage show, which will be like 2.5 hours, it is going to be played out at the Cullen Performance University of Houston, and that's going to be on October 12th, 2014, starting at 3 p.m. Is that right? Or something like that.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, because it's a Sunday. Okay, let's move on. And before we do, let's take a break here. And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nick Nickham, your host. If you'd like to join in the conversation, the number to call here is 281-983-9550. And you can also listen to us on KULFradio.com, or you can watch us live on YouTube under my blog, Nick Nickham. We are talking about Dusshera Mela 2014, brought to you by Dr. Arun Verma and the Sri Sitaram Foundation and hundreds of volunteers who have contributed their time, culture, and every kind of effort to make these programs successful. So let's talk about this children's costume contest. I think the last year the children's costume contest was a spectacular, and with 8,000 people in the audience, we had more than 50 children. So hopefully we can have more children come on the stage and show their love for Indian culture and heritage.
Absolutely, Nick. We are trying to shoot for about 100 this year, and we are also going to be encouraging attendees who are coming to witness the Dusshera Diwali Mela also dress up for the occasion. So you might see more Vanars and Hanumans.
Oh, that will be good. You make this like a multimedia cultural extravagance, or I should say cultural experience, which it will be sort of unparalleled, because not only you are just coming to watch the show, but also become part of the show itself by dressing up and taking pictures with the main characters who may be walking around on the corridors.
Yes, absolutely. Nick, the other thing, I guess, before we talk about the parade and other things at the Skido Stadium, let me also indicate that there's another event which the foundation is spearheading.
Oh, okay, yes.
Which is the Ramayana Symposium, which is in conjunction with the University of Houston, U of H, on the 10th of October.
I see.
We're getting some scholars from within the U.S. and outside the U.S. who are going to be talking about Ramayana and the impact of that on diaspora. And the purpose of this symposium is to encourage attendance at the India Studies program at University of Houston, plus hopefully encourage some people into Vedic studies.
Oh, that would be great, because they have a lot of students who are involved in culture, literature, India studies, and it's a great way to know about Indian history and Indian culture and also heritage, which will play a significant role if they really want to do international business, because in that way they get to see. Plus, all the students we encourage all the students to come, because in that way they get to see the whole Indian culture in real time, in living colors.
Absolutely, and the other thing to encourage University of Houston students to attend, there's a credit going to be given on their for attending the symposium.
That will be great. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston. We are coming to you live on 1090 AM KULF. You can also listen to us on KULFradio.com. If you'd like to join in the conversation, please give us a call at 281-983-9550. My special guest is Dr. Arun Verma from Sri Sitaram Foundation. We are talking about Dusshera Mela 2014 and Ram Leela, along with an educational conference at the University of Houston. So we were talking about children costume contest. So let's talk about Geeta and Sridhar Ruvala from Ashirwad Blessing Vedic School, who did a spectacular program with more than, hundreds of their students involved. So what can we expect this year?
Well, actually, we are still in the planning stages, but we are going to be making it bigger and better than what we did last year. So you'll see some new concepts at this event.
Well, before we go any further, if people would like to get involved in the children's costume contest, what would be the contact information for that, and also for the whole Dusshera Mela itself?
Well, there are two numbers I'm going to give you. One is Veena, and her number is 832-331-6397. And people who are interested in getting a booth, whether they're food booths or other merchandise booths, they can call Raju at 832 878-7258. And their email addresses are beena@shrisitaram.org and raju@shrisitaram.org as well.
Okay, let's move on to another important topic, and that is, we had several vendors. I don't even know how many vendors we had because there was hardly any place to walk on the concourse the last couple of years.
Right.
So, where do these vendors? What kind of vendors do you all cater to, and where do they get the information?
Last year, Nick, we had about 6 food vendors, and we had close to 50 merchandise and nonprofit vendors. And this year, I guess we are going to doubling the food vendors because we heard the feedback. There was long lineups, so we want to eliminate that problem. And then
I think absolutely right, because people come there to network, have good food, and enjoy and soak into the cultural experience. So I think the less time and less frustration they have on the food lines will be a great welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston, and we are coming to you live on 1090 AM. You can also listen to us on kulfradio.com or watch this on YouTube. And my special guest is Dr. Arun Verma. We are talking about the Dusshera Mela 2014. I know you had a lot of Indian associations who sort of supported this program. Let's talk about some of the associations in the past who have supported this Ram Leela and Dusshera Mela in the past 4 years or 5 years.
Last year we had close to 50 Indian organizations which supported this event, and we are expecting to increase that number this year. We had just about every temple and all major organizations which were supporting us. For example, Shri Sai Baba, ICC, Indian Seniors Association, Govindji Gaudiyama, Shri Swaminarayan Temple, Ashtalakshmi Temple, Hindu Gurkha Houston, Shri Guru Vayu Rapan Temple, ISKCON, Meenakshi Temple, Banke Bihari, Gujarati Samaj, Kripalu Kunj. I mean, you name it. I mean,
I think every major association has been kind enough to support this program, and it's a great reflection of how much the Indian community wants to promote Indian culture and heritage on a large scale, such as this one, which is perhaps one of the biggest one for a cultural program promoting Ramayana and Dusshera Mela. I have done a lot of research, even all across United States, but this may be one of the may not be the biggest one, but a very big one in terms of reach.
Actually, the one its kind. I mean, I'm told by people who have been to other states. I think New Jersey they have it as well. They said this is much better. Ours is much larger and much better.
Yeah, it's well structured, organized, and it's indoors, and people can sit comfortably and enjoy the whole 4 or 5 hour presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Dusshera Mela 2014. My special guest is Dr. Arun Verma, and this is 1090 AM. I am Dr. Nick Nickham. Let's talk about a couple of other things. Tickets. How much are the tickets? Where are the tickets? When are the tickets going on sale, and where people can get these tickets?
We have not had a team meeting yet to determine the ticket prices. We are going to be keeping it as nominal as possible because our intent is to get the maximum number of people there, especially children. And the tickets will go on sale either end of July, between end of July and 1st of August. That's when they will go on sale.
I'm sure these tickets will be available at multiple sources.
Multiple locations from our website, Sulekha.com, and then advertising all the places where they are available.
Okay, we have a couple of other very interesting items we would like to cover, and one is let's talk about 2 major. We got about 5 minutes left. I didn't even realize that we were going. I thought we still had 25 minutes, but we got only 5 minutes left. Anyway, let's talk about 2 major items. The number one is Ravan Dahan, or Ravan Meghnad and Kumbhakarn Dahan, which is burning of these effigies, which is one of the highlights, and also the parades, and particularly where people can get information about joining some of these parades.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, we had only Ram Darbar parade in 2012 at the Dusshera Mela.
Yeah.
And that was a huge success. People loved it. There was only one float, and people loved it. And we got tremendous feedback that they of it. So last year we had about 20 floats.
20 floats.
20 floats, and then we had organizations like the ISKCON Temple, Shiv Shakti, Odisha Cultural Community, which brought their Rath. University of Houston participated with their own float, and we had the
Meenakshi Temple had their display.
There, Kannada Vrinda was there, Guru Vayurappan was there, Gaudiya Mutt was there. I mean, they were Wells Fargo. I mean, they brought their skateboards right from California.
Coach Chariot.
four horses they brought in the parade. We had marching bands from HBU and some other places. And this year, Nick, we are expecting to double the size of the parade.
That will be great, because I grew up in a city, Mysore city, where Dusshera Mela is one of the highlights, which is recognized all across India. The Dusshera Mela parade has been going on for more than 400 years, and during most of these years, the Mysore Maharaja used to go on a parade from the palace to Bani Mantap at the other end of the city, and they used to have like 3-mile long floats, even in a city like Mysore. And ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to Dr. Arun Verma from Sri Sitaram Foundation. We are talking about Dusshera Mela 2014, and let's talk about the burning of effigies. What does it signify? And also the finale of Dusshera Mela, which is going to be the fireworks.
I think, Nick, we are, as I mentioned, we are talking to the fire marshal at City of Sugar Land to allow us to increase the height, because we have to order the effigies very soon if you want to get them here in time. And hopefully we'll have bigger effigies. We have been talking to our fireworks pyrotechnicians who said this year is going to be more spectacular than last year. The fireworks we are adding some more spice to it. So it's going to be longer and better and much closer to the audience than the past 2 years. So I think it's going to be a fantastic finale to this year's Dusshera on the 4th of October.
Dr. Verma, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and we are delighted to have you, and we're looking forward to Dusshera Mela 2014. Let's give out some more contact names and information for all different types where people may be able to volunteer, participate, or get a booth, or get involved in any form with the Dusshera Mela 2014.
Absolutely. Nick, for all volunteers and people who are looking for information, call Bina at shrisitaram.org. Her number is 832-331-6397. Everybody who's interested in getting a booth, whether it's a food booth or non-food booth, they can contact Raju at 832-878-7258, and his email is raju@shrisitaram.org. If you don't remember these, send us an email at info@shrisitaram.org, and somebody will get back to you.
Okay, Dr. Arun Verma from Sri Sitaram Foundation, thank you very much for being on All India Radio Houston, and I'm looking forward to see a spectacular Dusshera Mela 2014, and good luck with your program. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.